Well, guys, we're back talking about Sadiq Khan, or the ethnically diverse, twisted Robin Hood that steals from the poor and gives to his own vanity projects.
This guy's a serious asshole.
This odious little toad is back calling people on social media fake news or myth peddlers while he shares a BBC article like they've got a great reputation for telling the bloody truth.
Does the BBC hold itself at all responsible for misinformation regarding masking and side effects of vaccinations, and not reporting on that at all? And what about the fact that the BBC was put under pressure by the British government to change its editorial policy? Are you aware of that?
Obviously they don't, and people have rinsed him for it, but speaking of myths, I think we should go through some of the myths that this septic spot on the arse of humanity shout out. First, I guess we have the myth that he peddles often about 4,000 people dying in London, you know, due to pollution, as when you can see here, there's been one death attributed to it in, 20 years? Now, yes, pollution is bad and does affect health, but he might want to look at air quality on the underground itself if he really cares about people's health, you know, the place he's telling everyone to go and ditch their car. Either way, it's safe to say the claim itself is a myth, or as I'd prefer to call it,
Bollocks.
Call a spade a spade.
But that there also helps destroy the second myth we're going to talk about, and that's the laughable myth, which is paying him £12.50 a day to drive your car means people won't die from pollution.
Like the dumbest motherfucker that ever lived.
This is obviously the biggest red flag for the whole thing, because it literally makes 0 sense to tax people for driving if that driving you claim kills people and you want to save them. It's essentially him saying a life is worth £12.50 in tax because the second you pay that, can't forget about pollution from cars that are apparently killing people. I mean, they admit it won't stop people driving because the people will just pay 12 quid, so there's zero pollution actually prevented by doing this, and instead it's just going to line his coffers. So literally anything he says about ULEZ helping anything is a myth, because all it does is help the funding he keeps running out of, as previous government bailouts have shown us. Then the next myth is him sharing the BBC article like the BBC are unbiased when it comes to the climate con, which of course we know they ain't. Shit, they couldn't tell you an apple from an apple without complaining climate change affected it in some way and it's all the fault of the bloody far right. Yeah, just look at their weather maps that show you just how captured the entire scum media is, and actually makes me laugh that Sadiq Khan accused the internet of spreading myths while he promotes the country's biggest myth peddlers of all.
Let's not take the piss here.
Obviously, I could go on all day because the complete clown talks a load of shit, but the audacity of him to actually tweet this is hilarious, and as with almost every post he puts up, is being ratioed into the ground.
I like it!
Yeah, a small silver lining you could say, but either way, this tosspot is one of the biggest myth peddlers of all, probably only behind the BBC and Diane Abbott, who wouldn't know her arsehole from her earhole.
Pandemic.
We're all